Muscatine, and welcome to this week's episode of the Muscatine Today Show with two chicks and a Chris. Fortunately, we have both Chris's here again. We're on a roll with this. We got Chris number one, Chris number two, Brian, Danny, and this week we are with Travis McConnaha from KTBF. And is it still +1 sign, Travis?
For now, yeah.
For now, I think it's going to change.
Yep, might.
We got Michael Calling coming from Muscatine Tech, his new business downtown, and great show, a lot of information coming at you. Travis, how the heck are you, buddy?
Good, buddy.
That's good.
Thanks for having me here, yeah. It's good.
KTBF has been a love of yours for artists. Wonderful, wonderful artist Travis is, and he draws some pretty cool designs. And tell us about the history of...
You started it, right?
Yeah.
Well, before that, kind of looks like the corn-fed bruiser logo.
Yep.
You tweaked up.
I did, yeah.
How long you been doing it? When did you start it up?
I started in November of 2012 as a content site. So I started as a project because I had stopped playing with Corn-Fed Bruiser, a band that I'd been playing in a while, and needed some time to do something else. And so I started that as like a little pet rock project, you know. And I started going to car shows. So I just, so with Corn-Fed Bruiser, during the MySpace days and things like that, I used to use the tagline, you know, KTBF, you know. And
Travis, what does KTBF stand for?
Keep the bitch forward.
Yes.
So I use that tagline all the time, keep the bitch forward with the band. And it just stuck, it resonated with that. And then after that was kind of over, then I decided, and I'm big into branding, so I decided to create a little project brand and hot rod brand. I'm into that, been into that for a long time. And so I just started to go to hot rod shows. I took my iPhone and a backpack and a notepad, and I would do interviews. So I would, if I liked your car, I would go find out who you are, the origin of your car, the whole story behind it all. I'd write the article, and then I would post it as a blog on keepthebitchforward.com.
On MySpace.
This was on, no, at that time I had I actually had a website that I posted, and Facebook too. So Facebook and the website, and then I'd post the blog. So when I first started doing it, a lot of people thought I was a photographer and a writer and things like that.
Awesome.
In June of 13, I did my first event down at actually Steve Tomfeld's place down there at Conesville. He had they had a hot rod show down there, and I made a couple of designs and I think a sticker, and I had a little table with some things out there, and I started selling them.
So you've moved around a couple times. I know your shop's been a couple different places. Where are you currently at now?
Right now, currently, I'm at 801 Oregon Street in the mall down there.
The Western Mall.
The Western Mall. Yep. And I'll be moving again.
And you also got a trailer that you go to events with?
Oh yeah, that's a big part of it. Yes. Yep.
And that's a bigger part of your business than?
Yeah, a lot of events. I do tons of events. I think that was, I kind of did it a little differently than what most people do today. You know, they utilize the internet, social media, and things like that for their primary vehicle to get out there and marketing and advertising. And what I did was, I love events, and I love like the brick and mortar style of the feeling of that. And so I created that's how I created my business. I started going to events, like so car shows, local stuff, real small stuff, and now it's kind of scaled out to bigger national events and things.
So we're at the level right now that we have Big Booty Judy and the trailer.
Yes,
so
right.
when Travis pulls in, it doesn't matter if you pull in at Cordova,
Yeah,
Des Moines.
yeah.
You've been in Florida.
Oh yeah, I've been everywhere.
You've
Yeah.
been, how far east and west, north, south have you been?
New York, out east, all the way to New York, to a big show out there called Syracuse Nationals, Detroit, all of the Midwestern regional area, south to Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, out west to Colorado. But I haven't really went west. I haven't really went past that physically, you know. I sold everywhere. Craziest thing was I hadn't even been in Colorado before. And the first year I went to Colorado, right before the show, I usually walk around and look at things that I like that are cool. Well, there was like a hot rod sitting in the parking lot. I was walking to my booth. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna go grab a couple shots of that and put it on social. And I was doing some shots around the front, and I went around the back, and there was a KTBF sticker on the back. That kind of freaked me
So
out.
go into some of your merchandise. I mean, you probably expanded your line of merchandise. I see you got one of your hats and the flannel on there. What all you got available?
Mainly, it's most of my products are T-shirts and sweatshirts and hats. And I started to do. This is my first flannel drop called the Corporate. Stocking hats, sunglasses, stickers, things like that. All man caves, lots of banners. I do a lot of garage banner, cool stuff, signage, things like that.
Like literally, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure the shirt you're wearing right now is plastered all over the homepage of the website, is it not?
This one is, yeah. The one underneath of it isn't, but it's on there too. Yeah.
And we've seen a lot of cool lighted signs around your stores.
Yeah.
With the Green Man and the Hot Rod.
Hot Rod Zombie, yep.
Hot Rod Zombie.
Yep.
But a lot of cool stuff down at
So
KTBF.
you have it trademarked. It's all yours, right?
Yeah, I have three federally registered marks, actually for KTBF only. So those are character marks that I own. Yep. That was a process. The whole thing has been a huge learning process. I didn't really intend to set out to start or run a business. I just wanted to do something cool, and then in the whole process of that, then I had to start kind of tightening up and learning different business types of maneuvers,
Right.
you know.
Right.
Yeah, like you've noticed, like in all over at the shows you go to, you've seen tattoos with KTBF people putting it. So you've really made something that's really special to a lot of people that they tattoo it on them. I've seen it on drag cars. I've seen it in Arnold's Motorsport or Arnold's down here, and it's everywhere.
I went up to an event a few years ago. We rode the motorcycles up in Dubuque. You'll probably know the name of it. It's big, and I didn't even know what the hell a rat rod was. But all these guys are driving all these rat rods from Muscatine up there.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody up there has your merchandise.
Yeah. Vintage Torque Fest.
Yeah.
First weekend, great show. Yep. John Wells.
We had a good time up there. They had some races and.
Yep. Yeah, it's killer. Yep. Yeah, great show. That show was my first breakout show that I ever had. So, I don't know what year it was. It's been several years, maybe 2014 or 15. And I just had a small table, and they used to put me in another spot. And then I got moved up to the main building one year, and then I think it was the following year. I was by myself, little 10 by 10, and just really, I didn't really have any sign, just small signage, a couple of T-shirt options, and I was really busy, and I was by myself, and I looked out, and there was this line. It was like, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. Yeah, at the time, I was like, "What?"
Do you have enough merchandise you're going to sell out?
I did, but it was crazy. I wasn't ready for any of it, and it was really, it was really awesome.
So it's when they go there, they're coming to. They probably hunt you down as the trailer's coming in. And
now it's pretty cool. Like I definitely have an established presence at that show. At a lot of the shows, really, I have such a great loyal customer base that
they're probably looking for new merchandise.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, yep. Which is tough. Sometimes I don't always pull that one off. It's tough. Being in retail is not easy.
You got to balance what
it's terrible. Yeah, it's crazy.
The wants versus needs, and when you first come into Pearl Plaza with KTBF, that was the initial. Everybody, I think I see my grandma with a KTBF.
Yeah, this was this store right here, actually, where we're sitting too. This was my first place. From here, it got me out of the basement of the house.
And your wife was probably super excited about getting her space back at home.
Yeah.
You have a line for you got a lot of line for girls, right?
Yeah, I have. I mean, it used to be really, really skewed. So it was like, say, 80-20, like, or maybe 90-10, like men, women. And now it's might be a close 50-50 race there. So
you got a kids line.
Yeah. And I need to kind of expand on that a little bit more, but it's called Nimrods.
Yeah, when I'm going through Fruitland and a guy's going through a tricycle with his "Keep the Bitch Floor" sticker on the back of his tricycle.
Yeah.
Everybody's on it.
Yeah.
So many bleeps, so little time.
Yeah.
So it could be on wheelchairs too. And
it probably is.
Expand in the nursing home.
Here's a cool story. So I was in New York, and and I can't see. When I'm in my trailer, my booth, I can, it's a big trailer, big booth, big window, and when I'm there, there's a lot of people usually everywhere, and so when I'm viewing, you get a decent look of what's going on, but you can't see everything, right? Well, anyway, I had a customer come up and he said, "Hey," he said, "is the owner here?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm the owner." And he goes, and I had to look over because he had shorts on, and he pulled his short leg, his leg up, and he had a prosthesis, and he had, it was cool. He had the whole Hot Rod Devil art wrapped around his whole prosthesis. It was crazy.
Is that something you created?
No, the art I did.
Yeah.
But the prosthesis, I don't know if it was that dipped technology that they use or whatever they use, but he had his leg prosthesis, and probably still does, with the KTBF Hot Rod Devil.
Oh my
It's like this big. It's cool, man.
Here's the biggest compliment I think I can give you. You remind me of Gene Simmons, right? Like,
Oh, he's a pretty brilliant guy, though.
yeah, no, I know. That's what I mean. Like, the whole KISS branding
Yeah.
thing is like one of the best case studies in branding ever.
Yeah.
And it went on every
Agreed.
day. KISS coffins. And I could totally see you having like a KTBF coffin someday.
Yeah, well, I hope I'm not in it too soon, but yeah. KISS has done amazing brand work. Iron Maiden too, like
Yep.
for musical types of things. I just like cool stuff,
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of people just like cool stuff, cool man cave stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Branding I'm very interested in branding, and obviously I'm sure Gene Simmons is too, and it's fun to make cool stuff,
Travis, you're a visionary. You see stuff that most other people don't see. Like when you do, that's probably what led you into the, I'm going to say +1 sign business now, because you can see stuff,
Yeah.
like how a sign should be, how a label should be, a menu. So that +1 signs, it just kind of created out of, because you're such a great artist and all that.
Thank you. Yeah.
And a lot of people, I draw stick figures, you draw 3D figures, so.
Yeah, I think that with +1, first sometimes I think working for yourself, you have to get used to this, the ups and the downs and ups and the downs, and that's hard for me to get used to. And so I had to sometimes fill the void, but then also I'm thinking, well, I can, see like a business or a customer or whomever that could benefit from some sort of brand type of service. And for me, it's an obvious thing, like, hey, this business needs help with their branding or their signage or their apparel or anything really. And I have that experience that I can just identify what they might need, and it's an easy thing. It's a win-win for me and the customer too, because then they get what they want. It's good, it's nice, it's done, and branding is such a powerful thing.
Yeah. Most recently, you did Zoomies.
Yep.
You've done Muscatine Lawn and Power. You've done Lawn Ready Mix. So, you do vehicle wraps too. And so you do it pretty much. You do it all.
Yep.
With sign and T-shirts. And,
Yep.
And you do a lot of like
web work too. Actually, my professional career previous to my entrepreneurial endeavor was in the web design, software interface types of, and advertising, marketing, all of that stuff. So doing that for big companies like GoDaddy and John Deere, and
So you had a little bit of back.
like 20 years,
on-
for sure. College too, in there,
So being this close to Christmas, last minute Christmas ideas, KTBF.
Yep.
Got any hours open for like the shopper that would be me that starts in 2 days?
Yeah, I do. I apologize to everyone out there has been frustrated with that. So, I don't, at this point in time, I don't have a designated shop type of hour system like I did when I was here.
Sure.
Or, just through the transitions and moving around and doing different things is kind of, it's just been tough for me to get to kind of a nailed down time frame. But I'm always available, just to get a hold of me is pretty easy to do.
Yeah, so if they need a last minute Christmas
Yeah,
idea,
just
stocking stuffers,
Yeah, I have a cool,
whatever,
yeah.
they can get a hold, go to KT.
You got a website, Facebook
Yep,
page,
all
that
of it,
stuff.
yeah.
If people need to get a hold of you to maybe pick up something
Yep.
they want to.
Knock on the window, he's here right now.
Yep, and right, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Travis, we always ask every question, but you were downtown. One of your biggest reasons you moved is because of it was hard to load in, load out.
Yeah.
It was a really cool fit downtown.
Yes, I loved it, yeah.
You have these windows with hot rods on them.
I think I have more sales walk-in by far at this location. Maybe the second location would be a toss-up, but
this was
this area for a retail brick and mortar for retail, this is a good spot.
yeah. So downtown Muscatine is what helped your sales.
Yeah.
But what hurt your sales was obviously meters.
Meters are terrible for that,
Yeah.
And I have a 38-foot trailer with an 18-foot dually, so I'm long. And when I pulled it up out here, and it was just brutal to try to load and unload and to accommodate those types of things. It's not just for businesses. I don't know how everyone else down here operates, but for me, for sure, I wouldn't be able to survive on a brick and mortar style of operation alone, because commerce has changed so much in the last 20 years. It just doesn't make sense unless you have some sort of like a skinnies, like you're going to go eat or get your hair done or whatever it's going to be. But for retail, clothing, things like that, really, really difficult, especially in a town with 23,000 people, populace.
Right.
So out here, if there was a better way to accommodate my situation.
Well, we had when they kind of grew, but across the way we had Land
Land of Oz,
too,
yep.
and they had to move for some of the same reasons.
Yeah. So did that something to think about downtown if we want these kind of stores with KTBF and Land of Oz. It was actually a really cool block at that time.
Yeah.
We had you here, Mike across the street.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, those things are what the downtown area needs, because those are going to drive traffic more than.
But guess what drove them out?
Yeah.
Travis would be out there loading, and he would have every meter attendant stop.
Oh yeah, I had tickets.
Yell at him, threaten him to tow him.
I had tickets. Yeah.
So that's not the part we're not very welcoming.
Yeah, that's tough for business people, I suppose, when it comes to needing a space for. I'm unique because of the load in and load out and things like that. And I know Mike over there, he was the same type of way. He had to load in and load out, so a lot of activity that way. But just parking in general and things like this. But like for the Christmas stroll that was down here, when I was in here, my store was complete. You couldn't even move.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was like elbow. It was shoulder to shoulder. It was crazy in there.
I think next year, hey, I run the stroll next year.
Yeah.
Let's put you in a pop-up in here.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, we should.
That's a great idea, yeah. And those types of things are awesome, because some malls so for my business especially, it's tough to kind of get into different bigger areas. So, around here, malls, Corville or, Davenport, those areas that's difficult to get into there. Everyone seems to travel, since the Muscatine Mall isn't really a thing anymore, and the downtown has actually kind of taken that over. It's just kind of come full circle a little bit. I think it was here, downtown, then it moved up north town, and now it's back downtown over the years, 50 years, or however long it's been, I don't know.
Right.
But that would be awesome, yeah.
Yep. I've spent, a lot of time trying to make this block cool, and
Yeah.
I had you and I had Mike, and I was so proud of that. Then you both moved.
Brian, do you want to be careful about how you talk about how cool this block is right now?
Now we got Chris. It's kind of cool.
Come on.
But we was trying to make a nice retail area downtown.
Yeah.
But and then I don't think it didn't work out. So now we got a clinic, and we got Chris here in the hair salon. So it's full circle. But everybody wants to kind of get rid of a lot of the lawyer offices and all that over time to make downtown a shopping center. But,
Well, that'd be, yeah.
that's
what needs to happen.
That's what needs to happen. But we had it going, but
I think people will engage in that. I think about this all the time because our generation of folks, we miss that type of tangible shopping experience. And I think that the younger generation of kids would really enjoy it as well. Like my son's 11. He would probably freak out if he went into an old school mall store, you know.
You're
And
dead on.
you know what I mean?
We took Wyatt to North Park right after COVID, sometime like right after.
Yeah.
He'd never been in a mall at that point.
Yeah.
He's like 13 now.
Yeah.
And you are dead on. People love it.
They would love it. Just we don't accommodate it. We don't build it. We don't support it. Everything is just you know.
Well, I went up to Decorah a few months back for a side-by-side ride, and I brought it up a couple times, but they're downtown, whether it's an ice cream shop or the selling knickknacks or a place like yours, you know, that area, and I think they got a much lower population than we got, is just amazing how that downtown area, and there's people that travel there all the time to do shopping in those old, you know, in the same kind of setup as we got, almost exact same setup we got on 2nd Street, but we don't have the right clientele in there.
I think that is a destination point. So if you can create a destination point, then you will attract those customers and touristy type of people from around the area. But you have to give them a reason to want to come here.
And we was up there for a couple days, and I don't recall one parking meter on anything.
With all the meters.
We promised we wouldn't bring up meters again, but I just wanted to.
The meters are annoying. I mean, if we're going to talk about meters, I could definitely let my 2 cents go.
I think personally, parking meters and attendance ran KTBF out of downtown.
Yeah, it did. I mean, I understand the concept. They don't want that truck to sit there for 8 hours while this guy works in here. You know, because they want to leave that open to maybe other customers or whatever. But in my mind, then something needs to be happening with parking. Like the mall, for instance, the mall has the facility, but you have to have the parking. If the big mall was there and there wasn't any parking, then you're not going to have a mall.
Yep.
So
if you made them park out on Park Avenue with a meter, they wouldn't come.
yeah, it's not going to work. You every big shop they want to like what is the parking?
Yep.
And the reason is people have to have a parking spot. And if it's February and it's 10 below zero and you park at the riverfront and you walk up here and you're strolling or whatever, that isn't going to happen.
Right.
You know, people want to duck in here like this person here and go in, do their business, and get out.
Well, I would think, like to your point, real quick, a business owner is going to do what's profitable, right?
Yeah.
You knew it was profitable for your business down here to take the time to load.
Yeah.
And yes, it did have to take up some parking, but that's the best long-term for your business that lives down here, right? So that's a natural decision that business owners make, because if you could have had done it any other way, kept people being able to walk in and out while you were loading in and out, you would have done it.
Yeah, because as a business owner, you're passionate about what you're doing. It's not always about the money, you know. Like, if it was about the money, half the people like me wouldn't even be doing it, and I just go get a job somewhere else and make 10 times the money.
Yeah.
And have less work. It's just, it isn't about the money. It's about the passion and
Preach.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It really, it's just, what's terrible about it is that if it's harder to fight the battle, yeah, path of least resistance. You just.
Anyway, Travis, thank you for giving us your time today.
Yeah,
I appreciate
thanks
you
for having
being
me,
on
yeah.
Two Chicks and a Chris.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Chris,
thank you,
Dan,
man.
you got
Appreciate
anything
it.
else for Travis?
No, keep it up, dude. I love watching it.
Right on, dude.
Keep
Thank
it
you.
up, brother.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you. We'll be right back with Muscatine Tech's Michael.
Up next on Discover Muscatine.
Welcome back. We are here with Michael Colon, Muscatine Tech. Just moved downtown. You were in your house for a while you fixed my boss's cell phone screen. He slammed it in the door and Michael brought it back to life.
Yeah.
Mike, you moved in here about a month ago now.
Yeah.
207 West 2nd.
Yep.
You do cell phone repairs,
Yep.
Gaming system repairs, and tell us about your business. What got you started in this field? It's very needed. We love it.
Yeah, so I started doing this years ago. When I was just a teenager tinkering around with electronics and stuff. You know, that was I was 8 years old, I got my first computer, and then just from there, just was messing with things all the time. If they were broken, I would take them apart, try to fix them, try to upgrade them. People would just give me broken stuff. So started when I was really young. And then at some point I was just like, I think that it is a needed service. And you have the computer stores, but phones started to come along, I would say 10-ish years ago, 12 years ago, phones were being more popular where they were in everybody's hands,
Yeah.
Before that, like in the early 2000s, it wasn't. That's when it was just starting to come out.
Computers then.
Right, exactly. It was just computers, and now everybody has small computers in their hands, which are the phones. Everybody has one. So it took a little bit of time for that transition to happen. But yeah, you can transition from working on computers to working on all these other electronic devices because they're all essentially built the same way. Your phone is a small computer, so everything is just
Smaller.
minimized in a really big way.
So what all kinds of repairs can you do to the phone? Mostly just the screen if they break the screen?
Yeah,
What else can you do?
screens, replace batteries. Your batteries start to go bad after, 3 or 4 years. The lithium ion batteries, they only hold so much of a charge. And the more you charge them, the more those battery cells degrade over time. So, you need to replace those. Charging ports can do as well. Cameras, lenses, I can do data recovery as well. So if there was like water damage or something like that and the phone wasn't turning on, if I can't fix it, then I have an outsource that I can send it to that are pretty good at getting your data back. So almost any part of the phone can be, brought back to life.
So if they drop their phone in the river, get it back.
Well, if they can get it back, yeah. I don't do scuba diving or none of, so I can't do that part.
Darn it, we were looking for scuba diving.
If they can get it to me, then maybe we can get to something. But
I will say this, you can drop a Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra off a 30-foot lift where it completely smashes the screen on the corner so hard that it breaks the camera on the other side, and he can fix it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that from
Is this
experience.
hypothetically, or is this from experience, or?
Let's say this. What you're looking at here, folks, is a completely, well, not completely rebuilt, but dang close to completely rebuilt
Yeah.
S24 because I'm an idiot.
So, I think you might have said it already, but where's your current address of where you're operating from? People need to get a hold of you.
Yeah, so it's 207 West 2nd Street. I'm actually just right across the street here. So I think you can see it in your view there. But just moved in there a couple months ago, still getting kind of set up and everything. I'm still looking I do a lot of the repairs right now. I'm looking to get some accessories and other things like chargers and blocks and wireless chargers and Bluetooth stuff and kind of all the accessories that encompass having an electronic, whether it be a phone or a tablet or a gaming system or something like that. So
Sure, so like, my phone has cameras on it, your whole work day, your emails.
Yep.
I do something, you drop it, you break it,
yeah.
I come in, how long am I without my phone?
Well, it can depend. I like to have more popular items in stock. And if I have that item in stock, get you in and out 30 to 60 minutes.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And I make that happen because I know how important it is to have that device.
Right.
Like I said, everybody has a phone nowadays. You have everything on there. If you're a single mother, you need stuff on there for your children, for school, for daycare, for doctor's appointments. Like you have to have it. If you're an entrepreneur, you work for yourself, you have everything coming to your phone. All your clients, all your invoices and billing, so it is very important to me to make sure that you're getting it back as quick as you can because you have to have that stuff now.
Occasionally, you might have to order some parts, and they may have to bring it back, or when you're ready, or something.
Yeah. So if I do have to order a part, depending on the urgency, I can get overnight shipping. So if it's something that needs to be done quickly, I can get the part ordered and have it for you next day.
Sure. I don't want to put you on the spot here, but if, say, my phone dropped, you have to overnight ship a part, is there a loaner phone that my information could be updated to, or am I without a phone?
I don't. I've thought about doing that before. I don't have that in place yet. There would be some things I would have to figure out to make sure that I would probably give you back a lesser value device to make sure that you're going to want to come back and get yours, and have locks or security on that, so make sure that if I do a loaner type of thing, that I'm going to get that back, and the process will go. But
So, have you started another business somewhere else, or is this your first business here in Muscatine?
yeah, it's my first business in Muscatine. I did have a storefront I think I started in about 2015, 2016. I was downtown on the other side, on the east side, where I think Feather Nest is now. They completely redone it, so it doesn't look the same at all when I used to be in there. But I was in there for a couple years, and then I had kids and decided to work from home, and I have been doing that for about the last 6 years. And now they're in school. We're in a good routine. I got to see all their first, and I didn't get to miss out on a thing, which I greatly appreciate that I've had the opportunity to have that. And now we're just in a transition period where they're at school, and I can kind of do my own thing again and focus on my business and doing that.
Sounds great.
So, what's the worst thing you've seen on a cell phone repair?
On a cell phone repair?
Like just a bag of
Yeah, I mean,
cracked up, shattered mess.
I think it's the worst ones are the ones that when people try to fix it themselves, and then I have to try to put things back together. It's easier if you just
Leave it alone.
Yeah, leave it alone. And also, rice does not do anything for water damaged phones. So if you bring me rice doesn't do anything.
Why do they even say that then?
I don't know.
I got a bag of rice just for that.
Yeah, don't bring it in a bag of rice, because that's not gonna.
Like, we haven't tried
Not gonna save the day.
It's not. You're not making rice, and you're not fixing your phone. So it's really.
So have you found rice in the phone?
I've seen pieces of rice grain in the charging port in a phone before. Yeah.
Oh, so what hours do you have for drop-offs, or do they have to make an appointment, or
Yeah, right now I'm open 10 to 5. If you'd like to make an appointment, you can. If you'd like to, give a call or send me a text message at my number or on Facebook. We could get something scheduled up, at least, to make sure if I have a part in stock, and if not, I can get it ordered, and then when you do come in, everything's ready to go, so then you do have that 30 to 60 minute wait time. But yeah, either one works, 10 to 5.
you fix PS5 controllers?
Yeah, so I just started working on those PS5 controllers. A lot of them have stick drift, where let's say you push up on the analog stick and then you let it go, and then it still likes to go up even when you're not touching anything. Yeah, those can be fixed, or if they're having charging issues or things like that.
Sure. The reason I asked, my son plays Fortnite, and I hear it hit the wall occasionally.
Yeah, well,
Because I might be bringing a couple of them in.
yeah. If they're broke, I can take a look at those. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we are so glad to have you downtown. You're a missing piece of the puzzle down here.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming.
I know that. What's it normally cost to have a cell phone screen fix? Under $100 or?
Yeah, we're roughly about $100. At a minimum for a phone screen fix. It just depends on what type of device you have. If you have one of the newer flagship phones that just came out 6 months ago, I mean, you're looking at $400 or $500 for something like that. I mean, some of the parts for them can get expensive. But if you have, a phone that's 3 to 4 years old or something, $100 to $200 for one of those is about average.
Sure. Well, Michael, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Yeah,
A lot of
you.
great
Yeah, nice
information.
meeting you.
Dan, you got anything else for
I'll
Mike?
probably be in with a broken phone somewhere.
I'll be in with a controller.
All I gotta say is thank you, thank you, thank you. He's fixed laptops
Yeah.
for me, phones. I never worry about it. He absolutely is correct. Yeah, I mean, even my hot mess of a break this time, we ordered parts and it was like 2 days and it was back up and running. So he's always done a great job, completely transparent. Because I'm one of those guys. I may have brought a laptop to him that I tried to fix myself because it's fun, right? Like it is fun. And he just rolls his eyes and he's like, I tried. I'm like, I tried.
Yeah. Well, and that's how you learn, right? Like that's how you gain more experience, and that's what I did. You know, when I was younger, it's just like people would give me stuff, and they were like, I don't want it. Like, do whatever you want with it. And
can't hurt it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, in my teenage years, I'm like, well, I'll unscrew this, and I'll do this, and I'll learn things, and that experience has gotten me to where I'm at now. So.
Yeah.
And it's great because knowing I have you means I can go play with more stuff because I know I can get bailed out.
If I bring a thing in there, I'm gonna be like, well, I lost 3 screws. So you have this screw and this thing, but yeah. Well, thanks a lot for being on the show today,
Yeah.
Mike. And
Yeah.
we'll be right back with Danny on what's going on events.
Up next on Discover Muscatine.
Hello, welcome back. We're going to go over some local events that are coming up this week. Dan, do the roll down for us.
Well, I've been hearing some feedback that they'd like to get some of the local stuff out so people know what's going on in the community. We're just getting this started, so I haven't had the time to look up everything. But there is a city Facebook page, a city website. There's a Chamber of Commerce event page.
Discover Muscatine has it on there.
Discover Muscatine has everything, and from what we were seeing earlier, most that venue seems to be larger than most of the others already. So these things are out there for people to become part of. But I just brought up that event for the chamber, you know, and they've got a winter reading program coming up on December 19th. We've got Illuminate coming for Crossroads on the 19th. It goes into some other events where
Forget your bridge show every night, 5:30 to midnight.
yeah, the bridge show at the radio station. It goes into, I mean, we got Carson Orr playing at Bridgeside Links on the 9th, on the 21st. So I mean, check out Discover Muscatine. Check out the chamber website. The city, I don't know how much the city puts on there, but those are some of the things you guys can look at out there in the community to see what's going on in our community.
Look at Discover Muscatine first, because we
Yeah.
are on that.
Yeah, we're Discover Muscatine, so
we are the cool ones here.
we're the cool ones.
We'll let you know
We're going
first.
to be the biggest ones, so we want you guys to reach out to us first because we got it going on.
Yeah.
Another thing, there was a joint session meeting the other night for the county board of supervisors, the city council, and the school board. That meeting went well. It was funded by 0 people from the public. I'll take that back. There was.
You say funded, like given money?
It
or-
was not funded. I didn't mean
Attended.
funded, attended. So that very few people showed up to that event, but we'd like to see the community get more engaged in some of those things. But one thing the superintendent brought up is at that time, our Muscatine Muskie varsity basketball team was 4-0, off to a great start. They just had beat, I think it was North Scott in a nail biter. I heard they won another one. Now they're 5-0, and there's a lot of talk about them making a deep run into the playoffs. I'm excited. I didn't know this was going on until the superintendent brought it up the other night. I'm excited to hear this. I love sports. I'm probably going to try to make it to a Muskies game to watch how good these guys are, and it'll be a good community event for a lot of other people to check out and follow
I
this
think
team.
a lot more people were involved with Muscatine sports when Chris was hosting them. That's all I was saying. Just, I mean, I used to watch them personally
Make
before I was
awkward.
even on the show. I mean, I
Make it
could,
awkward, thanks.
I could find them more
But
readily.
here, let's do this. Rather than talk about me, let's talk about these guys. So I'll tell you this. I've watched a lot of these players for years. I played with some of them, went to school with some of their parents, obviously. This group, I'd said this last year, and I'll say it again this year. I think there's more total talent on the court right now than we've had in maybe since I was in school. Now, I always of course, pull out the Joe Wieskamp function, right? Because Joe's just generational talent. But this is across the board. These kids have been playing together in AAU tournaments and winning for years. Like this is nothing new for these
Have
players.
you seen some of the games, Chris?
I have not been to a game this year, but I have watched these guys play for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm
excited.
It's dynamic. They're all big. They're all quick. They're all athletic.
They all know each other.
Talon came down to play from here. You know, they're not from right here in Muscatine. He could have gone to the Quad Cities, but he came here to play basketball with these guys. So it's a tremendous group of kids that are really, they've always gelled, but I think they're really starting to get the varsity level basketball mindset.
Sure. And that's what it takes to make successful
Yeah,
teams, is being together for years and years.
I'm looking forward to getting a look at the schedule at their home games and trying to make it to one and see what we got, because I'm excited to see how well they can do this year and make a playoff run.
It's exciting. Anything else, Chris, Dan? The only thing I would have is have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy the time with your loved ones, and we will see you next time on the Muscatine Today Show. We are Muscatine.